Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our Vampire Knight SOVL run on the maximum difficulty. We crushed Act 1 in the last part, so we're going to start working our way through Act 2 here. Considerably more challenging, the fights will be exponentially more difficult than we faced last time, so we're going to have to be careful while we have amassed considerably more strength. It's also going to be matched up accordingly. Now as we go through, we have to kind of plot our course through the campaign map here. We still want to adopt our approach of taking the maximum number of battles and generating golden experience, so let's kind of map this out and see how we want to handle it. Well, we can come down the bottom, so that's 2 fights, 2 random events, so 3 fights, 2 random events, and you get stuck having to go through a bunch of campsites or a random event, so that's pretty terrible. We'll avoid the bottom path. So between the top and the middle starts with 3, which is great. 1 random event, and you can go a fight, an elite, fight and a fight, so that's pretty good. You just get 1 non-battle. Or you can do the top here, which is 1 non-battle, and then these are all battle. Okay, it's the same. I think the only difference is that if you take the top path, you get 1 more elite battle, so there's 7 fights and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights this way as well, so 7 fights either way. On the middle it's 6 standard and 1 elite, whereas the top is 5 standard and 2 elite. With Act 2, the elites are much harder than they are in Act 1, so much so that they might sometimes not be worth going for, just for a little bit extra gold. So I'm probably in this case going to take the middle path. The elites in Act 2 basically represent the only threat of the campaign, where they could cripple you so much that you aren't really in a good position to progress onto the final boss, whereas you can usually handle the regular battles somewhat easily. So I think I'm going to take the middle path in this instance, and there's a limit to how much gold you really effectively need, so the extra elite battle there isn't going to add much. So we'll just go with the standard battles instead. Enough garrison. Okay, this is quite a difficult one. I've got these really annoying big blocks of elven infantry that has that have a lot of longbows that can fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our defense 6 big lads here, the bone dragon and zombie giant, to tank damage for us while I have other things fly into them as fast as possible. So if you just get to there, there'll be maybe one there, maybe one there, however they want to pack it. So I'll make sure you're in front. You could be a touch behind to try and navigate through. So hopefully they target you and not something else from you as well. So we have Elven City Guard, so 15 longbows, 15 longbows. Why on earth would you target the bats there and not the giant? Could they not see it? Is that why? They can't draw line of sight. They just clipped my bats there. That's unfortunate. Right, so I instantly lose 2 to the lethal shot of the crossbow. Okay, we'll have to get on those quickly. They're likely to shoot what? I guess I could send the dragon straight into it so it forcibly targets me. If I can reach it, no problem. I can get to the side arc as well. Yeah, we might as well. Let's burn these promptly so I can start reducing their damage out before they shoot me. And less shots. I trust I can beat that in combat, so let's instead... I want to unholy vigor something. Probably not worth it right now. So instead I'll just fire a few more shadow bolts into these. Go, Seraphina. Cast evil magics. Just reduce the damage that's about to hit me. So frustratingly, I can't reanimate the bats, of course. They're helpless against that. So both of these, I now want to bait out these shots so I can start flanking them with other units. So let's just put you forward a bit. Okay, well done. You've delayed it as much as you possibly can, but you're now going to be forced to use these. These bats I can put into their flank easily enough, so I'll go and do that. Let's have you start marching up here. I can't reach those next time, but I can do it later. So there is fine. Target the dragon has a 2-up save because we're crucially defense 6 against a power 3 longbow shot, so only the rolls of a 1 hurt. Take 2, fine, I can put that back. Now that they've discharged, I can fly the bats up here. Can I get to the flank? I can easily get to the flank, yes. Annoyingly, they've got, if I killed 1 more with ranged attacks, they'd only be able to hit me with 2 attacks, but as it stands, they'll get 3, which is a tad annoying. You take your volley as well, doing a wound, that's no problem. Can't really reach these effectively, however. They're more of a hassle to get to. Or you can easily stop them next turn, or maybe I can bypass these and have these run up here and side charge them. If I use Unholy Vigor on this unit, run it up here and eventually smash into those. That might be a good way of resolving it. Yeah, we're safe from this crossbow bolt thrower now because it can't see anything. This is its line of sight. So blocked behind the weapon masters and blocked here, and then over here this one stops the woods there, so it can't see anything on this side either, so we're perfectly safe to ignore it. So I think that'll work. Rather, I'm going to have you then preemptively positioned to get around the weapon masters, because they're going to be what you're trying to flank. And the bats aren't really going to help, because I'd rather they not be shot again for no reason, so just come this way and hide behind their own units. So ordinarily this army's a right hassle, but because we're so mobile we can get onto their backline pretty quickly. The bats might not break. I've got 4 attacks each, but not bad, so maybe I can smash through. We'll see how we do. Achieve nothing because there's nothing they can do. We'll immediately do our Unholy Vigor trick on this unit. Try and get it over to that spear guard. You're going to shoot us again. I'm just going to move to there first. Well, you've given me the flank there, but I want to wait until I use the Dread Knights because I want to get these out the way first. So if you would please just shoot the zombie giant again, I'd much appreciate it. Go for it. Thank you. Yeah, take a bunch more damage. I can heal that now. Have you rocket up here with your 70 move, which I think should be enough to get into, at least see them. I didn't accidentally touch that, did I? No. So if I just go straight forward, this is where we wind up. I could definitely draw a line of sight, but I'm definitely in flank, so I've got them. Perfect. And otherwise, yep, you can now easily get into the flank of the weapon masters. So, and I guess just in case that unit of city guard holds on, I'd like to put you into their rear arc. Can I get further to this side to maybe get a better rear shot? Don't know, it's going to be hard. Well, they'll turn and they'll orient so they're wider this way, so their rear arc will move a bit, but I still don't think I'm quite far enough. How far can I go? Unfortunately, if I don't circumvent this unit to the side, I wind up trapped in it, so this is quite literally the best I can do. That will have to do. Yeah, just gonna have to... I'd like to chew through the bolt thrower in one turn so I can get onto the next one. It breaks, which is great, so once artillery pieces fail morale, they just die on the spot because they abandon their position. Here we go, the Dark Fangs hit slightly below average. And their save is atrocious though, so we might get them recompense. And they don't hit at all. Okay, great. Excellent work, City Guard. And they break. Move on to the next one as well. Smash into their side. To that side. And we'll leave them on the field because it might buy me another turn to use a second charge of Reanimate. What I might have done is just not charge the Weapon Masters in that case, just have them keep fighting. Oh, they're back anyway, okay. Use your Curse Standard now, because what are we saving it for? This is of course the turn we're going to have to use it. Same principle with these Dread Knights. And you're going to start reanimating things. Probably your own unit is the way to go. Although you do stand to theoretically take some damage from fighting. So instead if I do this first, Giant's now full HP, so you don't have to worry about that. If there is another turn, I can then do it to myself. These have rallied. The bats can just hit them again. These are the 3 wound bats, so I'm largely unconcerned. You've only got 2 wounds, so you could in theory lose one if I charged them to the side, but it's probably worth a go. Now who's going to hold between these two? Well, they're equal skill to me. They're skill 5, they're pretty good, so... But we do have a shed load of attack, so I think we can just smash through them. Whereas over here, they're slightly less competent Skeleton Knights, so I'm going to assume the Skeleton Knights don't manage it. I'll put you up here to side charge those. 3 hits, 3 wounds from Seraphina, and Doomscare eats the last 2. You take no damage, which is fine. Might do so much crushing, because I charged them all in one go, they might just, the entire army may capitulate. Horrible save, because they take 13 casualties. I take 1 wound, which is effectively 0. We'll just heal it back for free. Still on the field, which is good news for me. Decent hit roll from the Dread Knights. A much better save from the Weapon Masters. They re-roll their hits because of Elven Mastery, but it's still only 1, doing no damage. They hold though. Okay, so I misjudged. The Zombie Giant should have come this way. Apologies, Skeleton Knights, I mocked you without cause. I'm not going to charge. Well, I will charge this one, otherwise they'll shoot me, so it's better to deny their damage. Otherwise, I guess you could kill them, but let's just stall. Let's see if I can buy myself some more turns. I'm not going to do that, that's more than sufficient. They failed to rally, so don't worry about it. Now I can use reanimate on myself, because this is almost certainly the final turn. Maxed out Bone Dragon as well. So I used these 2 units to tank all of the damage that their ranged output could put out, and then I healed all the wounds back, so I effectively took 0 of all of their efforts. Skip the rest. It's just a question of whether or not I lose a Dread Knight to this unit, which I might do because of all their rerolls. Yeah, only a 3-up save. Fantastic, we rolled great. Excellent work, Forsaken. Over here, the bats don't do very well, but you'd assume they wouldn't hold here. Are they still fighting? What? There's only a single... There's what? Okay. Now I get to lose a load of bats for no good reason. Fine, you got me there. Just charge them, might as well. Oops. I got 3 wounds, it's just only got 5 attacks, so hopefully I don't end up losing one. Come over here and severely bully this one weapon master. Do you think maybe because this one guy survived, they had enough morale to avoid capitulating? Quite possibly, with only 5 city guard left. Just skip the rest. Bat them. Swarm them. Hit twice. Good, I can't lose a bat. Fantastic. Excellent, that went perfectly. I believe we made it through without sustaining a single wound. Oh yeah, the bat, okay. They took 2 at the start and I couldn't heal them, but I can put those back. Seraphina leveled, and I can now start improving her capacity. Extra wounds aren't great. Skill 5 is high enough. The only reason you'd want skill 6 by improving it is if you encountered skill 5 stuff, which, I don't know, maybe at the very end of the campaign when you encounter enemy lords who are also skill 5, but otherwise leave it. Greater Reanimate improves our Reanimate spell. So it's what, currently D3+1. It's still D3+1 wounds healed, but it also gives the healing unit +1 power and defense, which is great. So it might slightly alter the way we use Reanimate, where we might hold it for a turn extra to see if we could benefit from the extra combat stats here. We don't need Crumble, we're not losing fights, we don't need to replenish, we're not losing wounds. So yeah, skill 6 Bone Dragon, highly competent in battle. And the Skeleton Knights can take yet more Skeleton Knights. Yes, please. Now 10 of them. Fantastic. Everyone else is fine, I think. Yeah, I'll keep increasing you. Gold, gold, gold. Do I want the extra bat back? Yes, I think so. They're more consistent at that size. Just make them a little bit more reliable. Charmingly large size. I think I can get them up to... Yes, I can get them up to 12 perfectly and have a perfectly scaled Skeleton Knight unit. A brutes or brat men to be run over by our unholy knight. Shown as boss Seraphina. So again, they might have a little bit of shooting, not comparable to the last force we fought, but never mind. So bats on the flanks, yes please, and then you kind of behind big boys here who can defend you. Yes, they do have some, actually quite a bit of fairly nasty shooting in the form of these long rifles. We're immediately shooting at the bats again. Guys, we lose 1. Oh no, we have 3 wounds, so they do double wounds, but I have 3 on this unit, so I tanked 1. Great, I keep all my damage output. So they've shot already. If that one discharged, surely it would hit you already, so let's instead make sure this long rifle unit targets this giant, please. How far forward can they go? Pretty far forward. Don't necessarily want to engage the Skulkers in combat, but I might have to. Save my poor bats here. Good, you target the giant. Oh, not as that's horrendous. I took 6 wounds. 2, 2, 2. Ouch. I guess we know nothing else will take the damage. Well, guess who's getting reanimated a lot? Just passed a couple of times now because the only range unit I have left is that. Oh, there was another one. I didn't see that. The slingers. Any other slingers? No, the rest is melee. 1 more wound. Nearly dead. Can't reanimate you if you die. Stay alive. They're going to come forward. Can I get into the side arc of this annoying... Oh, yes, I can reach the... Surely that's majority flank. It is majority flank. Yes, got them. That's not too concerning. Wait for that to shoot so I can move all of this stuff freely. You're going to plough straight on. Wait for them to come forward so I can sneak the bat into the back and kill that. And when they come forward, I can also fly the dragon in and assassinate all of their backline long rifles while I can. These can probably flank those, but nothing really to contend with the alphas then is the issue. I can probably have these flank those later. So what do I want to do first? I need to save the bats, so probably the Dread Knights then, because they're the one unit that's not contingent upon what the enemy are moving around right now. And now I know where those are, which is great. I still can't put the bats forward though, because were I to do so, they would get targeted first. So let's instead move the Bone Dragon up here. Well out of way of their stupid stuff. I can even barbecue them if I wanted. Yeah, I could do that and just reduce their damage output. First and foremost, we're not going to benefit from the stats this time, but I really just want some wounds back on this giant zombie giant. And then roast them a bit, reduce the amount of hits that are about to hit you. Perfect. Great, there's only one left. And he misses. Haha. Good. What I may do instead then, I might be a bit cheeky with this. Let's put the bats up here. I could have the bats side charge this one. I can safely step into their charge radius because the AI will never declare a charge with a ranged unit. They'll just stand there, so I can flank those, minimize the risk of me taking that one last wound, and instead have the Bone Dragon take on that unit. Well, they come, they're out of range, which is perfect for me. You may eventually take on these Ratkin Alphas. I'll kind of see how the AI move, what kind of beneficial charges. Once I clean up all the back stuff, I'll have a lot more units to get around them, so if I can just delay the big frontal charges a turn, I can probably get some stuff that's a lot more beneficial. You take on that one, you take on that one. All your irritating back stuff dead. I can't of course reach the slingers yet, but I can probably careen into them after I kill those. We'll leave those as they are. Perfect. Speed beats ranged output. You're about to learn a lesson, Ratkin. I don't really care about that. Let's just, well, they'll come forward and maybe shoot you. Well, they'll actually shoot the Dread Knights because they can't hit anything else. So do I want to move away from them first? Nah, I'll just tank the slingers. Yeah, they get their shots. I get a 2-up save because slingers are a paltry power 2 and I'm defense 5, so anything but a 1. No damage. I kind of saw that coming, to be honest. I'm now forced to go, so what I can do, I'll hold off on reanimating this more because we're okay with that for now. So let's Unholy Vigor a unit, probably the Skeleton Knights, get them somewhere more useful. Okay, I'm now forced to go. These haven't moved yet, and these haven't moved yet. So they've done a good job of leaving one active unit on each side, so I'll be forced to make a choice. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick you over here into the flank of that. They've moved that one. Who do I want to charge? The Ratkin Alphas or these? Well, probably I would prefer, if I had a choice, I would put them into the back here, but into the side rather there, so then they can't reach me, but I don't think I like that, so I'll just do this instead. Make sure I flank them there. Good, take that. They've turned to face me there, so the giant's going to get hit, so I guess I could just take a hearty step backwards. If I could engage them. Or this way. And I'm definitely into their flank. I can flank the unit scalpers there and just slaughter them. And the giant can come around and do something more useful. Alright, Seraphina into Gisele's, the long rifles here. It shouldn't be too difficult. And skill 6. Doom scale here eats the rest. Not difficult. No damage. Over here, it's just a question of whether or not that long rifle does the 1 wound to us. It hits, could do it. Ah, blast, we did lose it. Never mind, I have to heal you. This shouldn't be too hard. No damage. This is only 2 wounds, but they'll probably be okay. Annoyingly, I can't just go straight into the slingers again. I have to recharge those, but it's not terrible compromise, is it? I could do that. I could send them into the side. Would they win? Let's game this out. So they have 4 attacks each, so 8 attacks. Skill 3 versus skill 3, it's 4 plus hit. 50%, I get exactly 4 hits on average. I'll be power 4 on the charge with the fangs, so against defense 2, so they save on 5 plus. So it would be what? Well, if it was 3, it'd be, so what? 2.333 wounds on average, or 2.66 rather. So that, and they hit me back 3 times, 1.5 hits, 0.75 wounds. I'll win, and then they might turn around and just beat the unit to death. I think if I lose all 4 bats though, so no, this is originally a unit size of 3. So I'll heal 1 in return, minimum, and then I can just press the heal button and get the 2 bats back to full anyway, and I'm going to heal them regardless, so yeah, I may as well just send them in. And because I mucked up, oh well, they were going to charge me anyway, I couldn't stop it. I didn't realise they were... How can they reach me? Oh, come on! that can see me apparently. So sorry, Dread Knights, you're gonna have to stand there and get conscripted while the giant takes those on instead. Fair enough, you got me there. We'll flank that unit. Confirm all the charges. It's not the worst outcome. I'm going to use Greater Reanimate to improve your wounds anyway, so, and they can barely scratch me at power 3, so we should get away with it. That I saw coming, so I can't flee here, so I use Curse Standard to make sure I'm not stuck with this unit now. Curse Standard there. So I didn't get the charge, but I'm still power 5. I'm not going to be... They'll get a 5-up save rather than a 6-up, but I think we'll live with it. And then you are going to rush over here to intercept that conscript unit so it can't bother my skeleton knights. Spell wise, I can hit these first. Why not? Increases the potential of reducing your rank, so it makes them more likely to run away. For our spell, Shadow Bolt's probably not the most useful. I don't need Unholy Vigor, so definitely reanimate. The question for me is, do I wait until after this combat? Well, no, there's no point, because I can heal a maximum of 4 wounds, so there's no efficiency lost by using Greater Reanimate now. I can roll a 1 anyway, so yeah, I definitely won't waste any wounds, quote unquote. I got to power 7, defense 7, which is hilarious. It doesn't make any difference here, I still get a 2-up save and I still squash them on 6+ regardless. 3 hits and then 6s. I win combat. Go away, please. Oh, they hold, okay. You might actually eventually lose that. If I say that, this is going to break and then you're going to get smacked in the side by however many Dread Knights. Yep, they take a whole load, lose a rank, break, makes that very easy. We'll save you zombie giants. These are now all dead, excellent, so you can help with the slingers. Here's this fun, let's see how this goes. We get 2 hits, oh dear, this isn't going well. Although the wounds came out about the same. Take 1 wound. Are they going to run? No, okay, well that's convenient, I can now smack them in the backside. And the Skeleton Knights here, the Grim Walkers, showing these alphas who's boss. Take 2 hits, I might lose 1. No, I take 1 wound, perfect. You run away now, because you can't hold with a -3. I don't think so. We'll intercept those, and you help those out, and finish those off. So. They rally, but these will run away and then they'll be recharged them with the Dread Knights again. Spell wise, there's nothing I can really do. Unholy Vigor those. If this holds, then I'll turn and face that way, so I guess you would want to put them over here. Well, maybe it was a good idea using Unholy Vigor because I might be able to get into a position to rear charge them rather than side charge them. I think that's good enough to count as a rear charge. Yep, so they get 10 hits, which is actually 6 hits because Putrid Stench is forcing them to reroll all their hits. I take no wounds this time, excellent. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Squashes through 2 rats. And Dread Knights eliminate the unit. Great. We're about to get charged, guys. Should be relatively straightforward now. I lose another one, fine, we're going to heal them anyway. And do a whole load of damage. They're surrounded by bats. Bats eat rats, confirmed. I don't know if that's the case in nature, you'd have to let me know. No damage to Doomscale. They hold. It's not going to help you guys. Probably would have preferred to just run away, let's be honest. So there you go, deal with that, deal with that. That's victory achieved really, we'll just skip the rest. Just in case bizarrely they somehow prevail there, I'll have you stand there, but don't suspect the conscripts will be around very long. Seraphina kills 1. Doomscale eats 2. Take 3 wounds, ouch, from all the conscript attacks. We'll heal 1 back for free, so we're at 5 of 7 at the end. We don't have to bother healing, we'll be okay. Can't roll a 0 on 2 dice, try as you might. Victory achieved. Yeah, it's often happened, those bats are taking shots, even with me trying to block with the... Maybe I have to be even more aggressive with the positioning of Doomscaled and the Withered Monstrosity to prevent my guys from taking damage. We've levelled. Wounds, gold, or crumble. We don't care about crumble. 8 to 9 wounds doesn't make much of a difference, so just I'm going to be pressing gold almost every time, so yeah, we'll gold. You're also fine at your HP. You want your bat back. You're maxed out, but I think... Yeah, I'll have 12. We're maxed out there, and I'm about to go into a shop, so I would like the extra cash just for now. I'll increase the scale of those in a moment. Perfect. Oh, look at that, 12. full regiment of skeleton knights, very pretty. Will we eventually get the dread knights up there? Well, they're currently 11, so I could get to there, which is good enough. I think that'll do. Oh, we have another battle before the shot. Excellent. I thought that was the last one. Good. More archer-centric. Bloody elves we keep fighting. Stop shooting at me. I guess we are well designed to deal with it, aren't we? We're a hyper-mobile force, so if anyone had to deal with it, it might as well be us. So again, giant on one side and dragon on the other. Make sure the bat is definitely not the target this time. Shoot the dragon. The problem with doing this is that I'm so far back I might not be able to get to my desired flank on the side anyway, so it's a bit of a hassle. But if there is something there, surely you target them. And then you can stand in the woods, but behind the... being slightly scuppered by the impassable terrain there, so what you can do is hold the shift key in position kind of angular like that to get them up against the side. It'll cost me a bit of movement, but I think that's worth it to kind of get you there, and then you can start running your way down the side there. You have an eagle, light skirmish cav with short bows, rangers with long bows at the back, a big block of archers there, deepwood dancers, so melee, and another light cav. So they'll come charging forward and shoot me, which is fine. Can I get the bats into their side? That's a pretty big distance even for a flying unit. We'll see what I can manage. These are definitely not happening. Well, I can definitely get the dragon onto them. So these will come forward, and I can zip by them. Ignore the melee unit. Let's stall then. So I guess I'll just put the giant forward to make sure you will target him as I desire. If I'm lucky, they'll come forward and I might be able to flank them with this unit. So to facilitate that, I'll move further this way on the hope that they kind of give me more of an angle to get into that side. Just in case that doesn't happen, I'm going to make sure I'm not flank charged. So it's a front charge. Don't care about those, they don't matter. Bats I need to conserve because I guess I need to block something like the eagle. Don't move these yet. The dread knights I suppose are irrelevant for the first turn, so I'll just have you stand there, force them to do stuff. And I need to wait for you to move past so I can fly over. Do I want the bat to fight an eagle? It has 3 attacks. We have 3 wounds. It's almost guaranteed not to kill one of us, so yes, I could have the bat take you on in a straight fight. The hassle is that I can't actually wiggle out of the dragon's way. Well, I guess I could put myself there, but then we're the primary target for shooting and not the dragon, which is tragic. So I guess what I'll do is I'll presume they come forward and I'll try and preemptively position this to get a flank on them like that. Depends how far forward they come, that's probably not good enough. This also means, annoyingly, that you're going to be the primary target for this one. It's bad either way. I'm going to have to make a bad decision here, so they've stalled just long enough for me to have to do something I don't want to do. So yeah, let's instead have you just stand here, and if you take a volley, you take a volley, so be it. I can greater reanimate you. Probably good enough to catch them wherever they land. Good, they come forward. They shoot the bats instead of the unit I want them to. You pest, take no damage, ha 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 ha. Now I can use the bone dragon for free. We up here start roasting them. It's also great because they've got really good accuracy, so I've reduced their damage output. Do I need to greater reanimate now? I could Unholy Vigor to increase their charge range, which is probably pointless in this issue. So I think Shadow Bolting these to just make it so I take less damage is the way to go. I cast Death. Yep, we went from 10 shots to 4. And they inched forward just far enough. And because I didn't use my special ability now, I'm just going to have to take a charge. If I Unholy Vigor them, I'd be able to reach and I could at least counter. No, okay, may have to reassess then. Do I use the bats to go into the irritating cav here instead? Possibly, yes. That's actually not bad. What I can do is I can have the bats go into the side of this one, ignore that for a turn, somebody will get engaged in combat, probably the giants. I'll use reanimate, so I'll go up to power 7, defense 7, so they'll bounce off, give my wounds back, and then I can use these to kind of get around onto that. So yeah, just start flying over here, be a little bit pensive. Well, I like something to engage these. Could I have the bats kill these? They've got 2 attacks onto me. I'd be skillful, I've got 12 attacks. I could probably break them. They've got good discipline, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, waste your shots into the dragon, I don't care, you can't hurt me. Using this unit so you can get up just far enough to intercept those. I have better movement than you, so I don't need to get too close. Unfortunately, doing this means I'm liable to be shot. They've got targets from there of anything they want to shoot, so hopefully not me. In fact, to help guarantee it's not me, I'll stay nice and far away from them. I'll max distance this charge while getting into their flank. So that's majority flank, it looks like, and I can reach them, so I'm good. Please don't shoot the bats. Yes, that's fine. It's a good target. I'd say that I do lose a knight. I'd rather not, but better than losing all of those. Okay, so you stick those in place. You eliminate those, and I guess it's worth not letting them constantly shoot me over and over again. We'll ignore the rest for now. Ignore those effectively for this turn. That doesn't matter. If they were going to shoot something that was going to be used, what I could do is I could preemptively get you out of the way so you're not a target. So that's a interesting choice there, Eagle. If he could rear charge me, but I still get to fight because of the weird, just the reality of how that works. Spell wise, I don't know. What do you think? Let's test this quickly. How far can I get? I can get to there, and I can't quite reach the Eagle. If I, however, used Unholy Vigor first, I can heal you later. So if I Unholy Vigor this unit and then rush them up, I could probably reach him. So I get 3 extra points of movement for the move, and I get 3 extra points of movement for the charge. So yeah, trivial. Okay, we can just intercept that. Leaves you free to come over here and kill that next turn. And then the giant. I mean, in theory, I suppose those bats may fail to break that, so I'll just stand there and kill them if I need to. The downside is that you may end up taking a volley for free, but whatever. 16 attacks isn't bad. Oh, they do have an annoyingly good save though, so I might not end up breaking them here. Yeah, because of that outrageous 66655. This is less ambiguous. This one holds me in place, it's going to be annoying. Okay, I'm stuck with one ranger. And over here, a terrible hit roll. Take a wound. And at least these ones break. It's an egregious waste of resources using Dread Knights to eliminate an eagle, but okay. You can help with that now, which is what the client gained out. Nothing to engage those. Well, they aren't really going to do anything because it seems they insist on bothering you instead. Why would I allow you to catch me? I'm much faster than you are. Yep, they just do nothing. You're still stuck here. Do I want to greater reanimate something now? I guess I could heal the giant because they're not going to take any damage, so just put it back up to full HP. I say that. Well, it'll heal 1 wound at the end of phase, so that's effectively full HP. Conserve your curse standard, that's guaranteed to die even without it, and then you can start coming over here to menace the archers. Do better this time, bats. Do lose one, which is unfortunate. They're all dead. Someone's going to have to do something about the archers, otherwise the bats are going to get shot. I'm going to heal the bats anyway, so let's just let them get shot. Dead. Don't lose one, which is great. I have one more use of Greater Reanimate, so I want to try and max out guys. I'll probably put it on the Skeleton Knights to put that one knight back. Just charge in, you're going to get hit anyway, so go for it. No one else can reach. Excellent, they turned around and went the wrong way. Good decision. I thought I was going to have to bait that out of them by putting the giant behind them, but no, they just gave it to me for free. Otherwise, let's start racing you over here to rear charge that unit. Almost guaranteed to still be there. Spell-wise, I can't use any range stuff, so just Greater Reanimate. I'll use it on the knights, because yes, we're down to 4 wounds, we've got up to 5, which is healthy enough. So getting that one back for free is good, but I'll use it when I charge in so I get more stats. So I'm currently power 3, I'll go up to 5 on the charge because the lance adds 2, and then I can use Greater Reanimate for 1 more, which gets me to 6, which means they only save on a 6+, so it's worth saving it. We'll hold off for just a moment. And then everyone else, I could put Giant over here to try and flank charge them. There's nothing else for anyone to do. My bats hit again. Yeah, we win, which is funny. And they flee to the bats. Okay. Still have a turn spare at least, which is good. I'm not going to manage that. crush them. Grim Walkers, max out their damage. Yep, now power 4, which will of course go up to 6 with the lance, which is great. Eventually I'll buy them the Banner of Fury, which means that they'll be 6 always on the charge, which is a fantastic break point. Just leave it because there's no way they survive this. This is map 24, so 3 attacks for the front back because curse standard, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and then 6 more for the back. 24, that's basically maxed out. 12 hits is the average, so 11 is pretty good. They save once. Yeah, that's how you would expect that to go. That's really pretty. That scratches an itch in my soul. I like that. We'll get 1 back minimum, and then I can just heal 2. Yeah, so it's a full unit. You heal to full automatically. Bats have leveled again. Now, wounds or unit size. Is this the one that's limited to... It might be the one that... Yes, it's the one that's limited to 3, so I'll put you up to 4, because that's definitely worth it. And these bats have leveled. Skill attacks. I think we're at the stage now where going up to skill 4 would mean we usually get more hits on things than an extra attack. So yeah, I'm going to increase your skill, because when you encounter anything that's skill 3, it will help, and then you're more durable against skill 4 stuff, so it's harder for them to hit you. Here, don't need replenishment. Unit size 3 is maybe pushing it. I don't need 40. 11 is basically fine, so I'll take the gold. And I'll leave them at 9 because we don't need any more than that to be combat effective. So you're fine as you are. The bats obviously both want to be healed to full because they're not effective without it, but everyone else can generate gold for me. The bats are also bad at generating gold because they're a split unit. As in at the start of the game, you've got 2 of them. They only generate half as much when you press the loot button, whereas compared to these, they get a lot more. So you don't lose a lot by just having them regenerate each time. There you go. Big 4 size bat units, which is fantastic. 560 for the shop, which is good. And we have more knights. Excellent. I was really looking forward to that. So that leaves me enough gold over to buy some upgrades. So we'll stick with our Undead cavalry theme. More of them immediately because 3 is a bit lacking. And an up to skill 4 is good. Perfect. Right, 184 to consider. We could buy the rock for our giant, well, withered monstrosity, which is pretty good, but there might be some better upgrades. I think the lance and shield upgrades are more telling. Cruelty for you is good. No, Banners of Fury, which has been annoying. I was looking forward to, so I'll definitely go lance and shield here, so 144. I'd like the Banner of Swiftness, leaving me with what? It was 145, so 109. So that's more than enough. Yeah. Less telling that it's a good option on you because of the whole great weapon thing, but it does make me defense 6. So on the charge, I'm equivalent, I'm still power 6. I lose power on the subsequent turns of combat, but I permanently gain defense. I think it's worth it, because ordinarily when I'm charging in that many Dread Knights and I'm using curse standard and whatever, you'll just break whatever you've charged into anyway. It'd be extraordinarily rare that you have to stand there. And being defense 6 permanently is great for attrition from long range stuff, and for the few attacks they do get back into you, even less likely to scrape wounds off you, so I don't have to waste time healing. If you do get stuck in a prolonged combat, being defense 6 means they're going to do very, very little to you, so I think power 4 defense 6 is usually a bit better than power 5 defense 5. So yeah, I will buy the lance and shield there. Good, that's 69, so I have a choice now. I can either buy the rock for the giant monstrosity or cruelty for Seraphina, which forces the enemy to reroll their saves. She's only got 3 attacks, so it's not exactly great on her. She'll level up and I'll start adding attacks to her now because there's not much else to do, so that will quickly become more worthwhile. But would I rather just throw boulders around? It's pretty good damage output, and I'm using it more as a distraction unit. I think it's not in the spirit of things. We're predominantly a melee army, and that's a great ranged attack. So no, I'm going to go with a melee upgrade. If you want to min-max, I would argue that was probably the better choice, but no, I'd rather cruelty in this instance. Let's make Seraphina more of a menace up close. They're going to have an extra unit of these. Will very quickly increase their size because look how poverty-stricken that is. A mere 5 knights in a squad. That's terrible. Have a peek at the random event. Forgotten Tomb. That's kind of bad news for us. So the Forgotten Tomb is an event where you can send guys in at the risk of losing them for generating gold. If you have horde armies, fantastic. You can send in a huge number of guys and you generate a lot of gold. If you send in enough guys, you also get magic items as well. With an elite army where I risk losing them, I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to lose any of my guys in exchange for some cash. I've got plenty of gold to buy everything I want and have a strong army, so just losing a bucket load probably isn't great. I think if you were truly min-maxing, you would still send them in, just because you could probably, well, you can win the next fight even with your depleted guys and have more cash anyway. Yeah, but I'm going to like the larger unit size of just being healthy, so we'll leave we're not going back into the tomb. We just got out of the tomb, for crying out loud. We were resurrected. Why would we want to go back in? So no thank you. More rats. We'll face the doom swarm. Us first. Right, so rats are on the flank. Tank unit's gonna tank. For that we thank. Okay, they're a bit behind, so you're not the primary target. You're behind. You can kind of get some flank. But I guess I would prefer the bigger units to be the flankers, so they can do some nasty damage, and you're a distraction piece. Same deal. You there. You in front. You off to the side. Surely you'll target that first. Back there in case. There you go. Back a bit. Further forward. Right, we've got. Oh, it's more short range shooting this time, so flame is flame. So good. I can just pass. Then they don't even have any slingers, so yeah, we can just basically ignore them. That's going to come ploughing forward. I can probably just beat it. Well, more often than not, I think the giant actually loses that battle in the end because we've got equal skill. They have more attacks, equal power and defense. I have a few more wounds. So you lose one attack, but I have Putrid Stench, whereas they have reroll attacks in the first round of combat. So in the first round they win, but in the subsequent rounds I should eventually prevail, and I could just use Greater Reanimate on myself to just definitely win. So no, I think I can send the giant into that and have a good old monster mash there and eventually win. I'll have these flank those, so let's just move you over there so that you can take it head on. I think its movement is better than mine, however, so be careful. You want to make sure that it doesn't get a nasty charge on you for no reason. So let's instead do other stuff. Just have these stall. I could Unholy Vigor something for free. Yeah, why not? That one. We've got two. The White Lord can also. It's got other spells. Morbid Shadow Reaver here, but we all come with Unholy Vigor. And he's got Eternal Rain. He reduces Crumble for our squad by 1, so if we lose, we don't take as much damage. And he, I believe, he regenerates all of his lost wounds. So if he gets in a duel, unless he dies outright in a turn, he's basically invincible. Is pretty great. I'd obviously love to wait for these other units to do stuff before I start moving around, so they'll come around. I'll just position you here then to eventually flank whatever gets up there. Yeah, eventually you'll be flankable. I could fly you over and hit that, but I'd much rather wait for this to waste its turn so it doesn't shoot me on the way in. Let's just have you. They haven't moved yet, so I'm just going to have you park over here and eventually fly over. Good, I now think I can do this. What's their range? That's their range, and they can move. So be careful of those, unlike artillery pieces, they have that discretion. I'll just wait with the bats, I can do stuff with them later. Good, they've effectively wasted their turn, so the only 3 units left of them are... 3, so has that moved already? No, that's still active. I think, it's hard to tell from the colorations, but they fade out when they've moved, so if they've still got red on them, they haven't moved. So that hasn't gone... That hasn't. So it's this, this, and this. So you can ignore those for now. I guess I'll now shove you towards them. Let's just stall here. Good, I know exactly where everyone's landed. Over you come. You can get to there easily enough. Well, I have a choice. I intend to probably... I could charge those and just heal them inside. So let's instead range these to death. Perfect. 6 damage. If they... they roll 666 to keep themselves alive. Fine. Let's shadow bolt them as well. 3 hits, they'll survive this with like a guy, annoyingly. Oh, but they have to reroll because of cruelty. Haha! Cruelty immediately proving value. So opponents have to reroll all damage saves. It counts also for the range stuff. The flamethrower obviously doesn't count because that's doom scale, the dragon, but her magic is hers, so she has to roll out. Okay, here we go. We're going to have our brilliant monster battle. Here we go. You can't reach me there, don't worry about that. Eventually I'll have these bats kill the flamers. Monster mash, and then you can just eliminate the skulkers. No front charges for me, please. We can do much better than that. So they'll win the first turn because the claws are just better. I could use Greater Reanimate now for the defensive property, so I can make myself power 7, defense 7, so I still save on 4+, but nah, I'd rather just use it to regain wounds and have an advantage in the subsequent turns. So otherwise, just use Unholy Vigor on something. They're Unholy... One of you... Hang on, I can't... Just cancel that. Which one of you is... Why am I being forced to... I'm now... Because I pressed it... I see. Because I pressed the button, I think I'm forced to use the unit. Okay, so I'll just have to guess. I think I unholy vigored those. I guess it would be worth unholy vigoring the knights next. Red knights, rather. So you can be easily flanked now, depending on where the other stuff lands. So let's wait for that to move. These will come forward. Those will come forward. Love to squeeze you. So let's just get you around this guy. Eventually you can flank them. You are safe there. Hello, you've gotten a bit personal there. Well, okay, well, it's just a free charge. Take the flank. That's also free. Just wiggle a little bit so I'm not in anyone's charge radius. Yeah, don't get caught. There you go. Fit there, no problem. That's annoying. You're going to get charged by the legionaries and I'm not going to be able to flee. So, what I need to do is get the bats up here to save that poor dragon. Now, presumably they'll run and get out of the way. So I should be able to perform a rather easy charge just by being here. They'll bugger off, I can intercept them, which will leave you free to do other stuff. Yes, I sacrificed the bats to the legionaries, but it's better than allowing a big nasty halberdier unit to eliminate my bone dragon. Forward you come, that makes this really easy for me. Oh, that's annoying, I have to help out. I was intending to use this unit to charge those, but I think instead I have to prevent this unit from flanking my... Say that I don't even have that discretion. I might have to charge them head on instead. Can I get to there and flank them? Not really. I'd save the bone giant by doing... the zombie giant by doing that and taking them head on. I'll definitely lose. I'd love to get over to the side and catch them. Not happening, is it? I don't have the movement for it. Both get over and intercept. No, you have to go at least this far. If I just hug, if I stay really tight. Oh, it's going to be close. I might be able to do this actually, so go a bit further forward so I'm not caught. I can definitely see them and they can't catch me. Did it, excellent, it was doable. Superior manoeuvrability for the win. Right, here we go, giant battle. 2 hits from the Wisdom Monstrosity, doing 2 wounds, here we go. So, so they re-roll their hits because of Frenzy, but they're forced to re-roll successes because of Future Extent. So, you saw a green and red dice there, so they get a positive re-roll, a negative re-roll, they cancel out and you just get a regular roll. I take 2 wounds. It's a draw, which is great for me because I don't take excessive crumble damage. Over here. Okay, you hit no time, Seraphina, so we don't get to show off your new magic item. Doesn't matter if you re-roll attacks, you don't land any attacks. They do break, which opens up an avenue for my bats to go in. Right. Those. Intercept those. Intercept these, which frees this unit, which allows you to hit that to the side. Perfect, so just these. Still mobile. And I could send you into the back, but I'd rather just have you fly around and burn stuff. Maybe come over here and hit the flamers again. I'm going to make it. I'm never going to be able to get around the Ratkin Alphas to get a nice flank, am I? I'm always going to be in the way. We can force the AI to move by using my curse standards. They use Deadly Strike, which is a hassle because he's going to be able to kill Skeleton Knights quite effectively. Otherwise, you can use that. Oh, well, it's already been Unholy Vigor, so that's pointless. But you can still use the unit by just pressing it to effectively stall, which is good. I guess I could step away and just take a... I could beat them by using just a long range charge like this and just hitting. What do they get? They'll get 3, 6, 9, 12 attacks. 3 or 3. They get about 6 hits and they're power 5 and defense 6. They get a 3-up save. I'll lose a Dread Knight, which is not completely unnecessary because I can easily flank them with something later. So just stand there and distract them. They come back. Okay, I'll convince you that wasn't a good idea. Do I want to use Greater Reanimate on the Zombie Giant now? I probably lose some efficiency in terms of the number of wounds I get, but I mean, I'm not going to need it for anything else really. I might take some damage here if I'm a touch unlucky. I think I'm better off holding on to it. The reason being is that you're not going to die outright, so I can then use it on them afterwards anyway. Oh, but then I lose the combat. Well, no, because they lose their reroll, so they almost certainly do nothing. No, okay, I trust you to hold on. I'll just do more damage here instead. I'll heal you later. So 665, so they saved all 3 times, so it's actually only twice. Great. Right, now what do I want you to actually do? So they've already rallied, so I can't ignore them. Can get to there and hit those flamers in the back in case they have, because they'll probably shoot the bats next turn if I don't stop them, so now's the time to do so. 2 hits, doing 2 wounds. They get 3 hits and they force the reroll, so they get 2 hits, doing no damage yet. Okay, it was well worth holding on to reanimate. And runs away, you cowardly monstrosity. The bats hit rather well. They should be able to break this unit. Just a question if I lose one in exchange. This is this is unfortunately the 2 wound team. If it was 3 wounds, would be okay. Over here, you've got more durability, but it's a tougher unit, so only hit once though. Doing no damage. Be really convenient if they ran away. No, they just hold. Okay, you're going to take some losses there. Over here, the Crit has his deadly strike for double wounds, so if I roll a 1 or a 2, I lose 1. Excellent, roll a 6. Haha. Many attacks from charging you. Using Curse Standard. 3 hits. 1 wound, I lose nothing. Perfect outcome. Over here, Moorbant hits 3 times. Does a wound. Start. And the units does a fantastic hit roll. Really showing off for their first round of combat. 2 hits back. I do lose 1, unfortunately, or more than not get a save there, but okay. Well, that's fine then, because we needed to heal that unit anyway, because we have extra unit size we can exploit. I guess I could put them back with Greater Reanimate. You charge that, stop them pestering me. And eventually something will open up there. I'm not going to charge that yet, because frustratingly, that chieftain could attack backwards even when I recharge them. So I'm going to lose that injured one, which is a bit daft, but there's nothing I can do about it. You can Greater Reanimate or Unholy Vigor something for speed. You're going to get recharged, which I absolutely don't care about because, honestly, come over here and recharge the... I knew we'd get our recharge eventually. They do rally, which is annoying because they're actually close enough to immediately reach my White Lord. So I guess we are going to have to lose one of these. They also rally, which is a hassle, so let's make sure they can't intercept my brilliant charge there. Plenty of space to fit there, isn't there? And then what are you going to do? Somebody going to get Greater Reanimated now. I need 1 for this when they inevitably take a wound. Well, I need both because I need 1 for that and 1 for that. So I'd probably just hold off and just let the zombie giant heal from 6 to 7 and that's good enough. So yeah, leave it. That just leaves you, who's, I don't know. Come over here and I can't really stop them from hitting the... Honestly, you can charge the dragon in the back if you want. I'm not going to stop you. Oh, I could have had you help with this actually. I should have had you. Don't know if I'd reach. It's a draw, amazingly. They're doing rather well. I'm kind of underestimating them. With all the stats we've given them, they're actually powerful enough to fight kind of competently in direct battles. I'm still treating them as kind of babies. Fragile little beginner units. So you can charge me, but Seraphina gets to fight backwards, so you're still going to lose. Right over here, so you want to charge me there. That's not happening, is it? I'll just do some other stuff, so I can pin you in place first. They can't do anything to stop me, and now I can intercept those. Now I can intercept those. You just want to be careful with ordering, because you can only intercept once per turn, so don't accidentally press something in the wrong order. You don't rally. Right, come over here and help with this prolonged combat. And you might as well, why not? You can also do the same. Use this now, because we're not saving it for anything. And then you reanimate things now. Probably can use it on them, because there's no risk of them taking further damage, so yes. Excellent work. The game won't... So I would have healed 3 wounds there, and there's something to point out. Greater Reanimate won't let you cheat the maximum number, so I started at 5. Theoretically, I have a greater cap than 5, because I took the level which gives me more, but it won't put me onto 6, despite the fact I had enough wounds healed to do so, because I started at 5. You're limited to what you started at, I believe. which is what should have happened realistically. I'm more than happy for you to run away there. Giant. Kills one. They hold, so you might end up taking more damage here. Oh well. Over here. Yeah, they just get slaughtered. 11 of 12 wounds. There's one very beleaguered raccoon alpha left. She just kills them both from backwards. That's good. No damage in return. Excellent charge there, guys. Well executed. This is the one where I might end up getting backstabbed by... No, he can't attack. He can't reach somehow. Sometimes they do it backwards, sometimes they don't. I'm yet to figure out what the mechanisms are. There you go. Now I could just ignore him. Good. Do I want to bother charging this? I mean, I run the risk of losing a knight. So just ignore them. I mean, I might as well. There's not really any value in sending them into charge, so yeah, let's just disregard them. They won't break this turn, but they'll waver next turn and run away. So, oh, now we can. There you go. We gave us that for free. They don't rally. Who cares? I guess we could just speed this up. I guess if I do enough damage this turn, I say perhaps killing this unit with Bone Dragon Fire. And we hit that as well, and we hit that as well. Yeah, they're routing this turn. We're going to do another one. So as we're routing this turn, we'll make use of this now. Who needs it the most? You'll go to 7 anyway. You're kind of beleaguered down at 4, so I guess you need a bit more HP. You could take some wounds from this, which is a bit unfortunate. They get 10 attacks, hitting on 3s because they have better skill, but they're re-rolling, so what, they get 6.66 hits on average, and then roll again. They get 4.44 hits, and I take a wound maybe, I guess, but then you're just lower, so yeah, I'd rather you have that back. Maybe you're full HP. Don't take a huge amount of damage, please, Bone Giant. I'd be very sad. Bone Giant, what do I keep calling it? Skeleton, it's a zombie giant. Wouldn't a Bone Giant be cooler, though? Oh, they hit rather well. Okay, I had to take a bunch of wounds. And we lost, so I crumbled 3 more. Ouch. Okay, I'll have to... When the next fight starts, I'm just going to go ahead and... I mean, it wouldn't have changed it. Even if I used the reanimate, I'd still have lost all the wounds, so I'd be just a dire straight, but... Fine, what I can do is I can use Greater Reanimate it first thing in the next battle. In fact, I may even take wounds back for the first time, because that's kind of sad. You've leveled. I would rather the more attacks, but okay. We'll take some skill in case we come across stuff at skill 5. And you leveled. You can definitely take attacks. Damage. Skeleton Knight's leveled. I don't need more. We're at size now, which is perfectly good, so we'll just take that instead. I will heal you because that's too low. You're good to stay. You're good to stay. Put my bats back, please. You definitely want your extra guys. You're healthy. Perfect. Right, so we can do our thing where we reorient the unit. Stretch you out. It's all nice and stretchy. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I just need 1 heal on that, which is fine. Okay, I'm very happy with that. We're keeping our hyper-mobile melee only. Well, I guess we occasionally throw a magic spell and flamethrower, but come on, it's a dragon. It's what it's made for. It counts, doesn't it? Flamethrower is technically melee. There's a direct contact between the two things. It's unbroken. I think we'll leave that there. So it's the second half of Act 2 to cut through. So do the elite, 2 small battles, and then the boss. And then we'll move on to the extra bit, which is special to Challenge 7. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I do appreciate it. If you have any comments on what you'd like to see next in terms of max difficulty SOVL runs, pretty much if there's an army or particular playstyle you'd like to see, then let me know. You can pick any character from the game. I've got everything, so if there's anything that piques your curiosity, by all means do drop a comment down in the section. I take the time to read them all, so if you leave anything down there, it will be seen. Or if you just want to chat with me and others, that's great too. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.